Everything's cool. I'm on the job. Reindeers with red noses rule.
As Charlie's right before the wild hurricane comes, when they meet with an obstacle not to the sky, so up to the housetop the Christmas things flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and Santa too.
That's your cue, fellas. Hustle up now. This isn't the time to stop and take a bow.
Ho, ho, ho. What a bunch of foolhardy nonsense. We've got presents here to dispense. Let's get this show on the road. Mighty heavy is my load.
Then in a twinkling, the mice heard on the roof the parents on the pond.
As the mice threw their heads and were turning around, and the chimney with gusto came Santa with a bound.
Heads up, troop. The time is at hand. There's no time for an oops. Get ready to land. Squeaky stopped nibbling cookies. Freaky caught feeling sick. Squeaky took a lookie and Pops knew they were sick. Heads up, you slackers. Head from the asshole. Now there's only one thing that matters. To prevent slacking from taking its toll.
I'm moving that could, but too many cookies I've consumed. My feet are anchored in melted chocolate that is oozed from the corners of my mouth as I tragically snooze.
What's with the rhythm and rhyme when I'm lively is at stake? This is not a proper time for fancy cold discourse to me. As Mrs. Mouse ended her fervent plea, the situation took a nasty turn. The Christmas tree took a tumble, and poor Tweaky fell in a crumble. What's happening?
Tweaky was frozen in place from the coffee table. He could not take chase.
Freaky was unable to move, his feet anchored in the chocolate's groove. Mr. Mouse froze as Santa turned with a grin. It seemed all impossible with Santa taking the lead. Santa was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his toes were tarnished with ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he had looked like a peddler just opening the sack. His eyes had a twinkle, his dimples felt merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry.
His droll old mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as snow.
The stem of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath.
He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. Mr. Mouse laughed when he saw him, in spite of himself. Ha!
A wink of his eye and a twist of his head so told Mr. Mouse he had nothing to dread.
What's going on here in this house? I suspect it has something to do with the mouse.
His eyes perused the living room moving on. He saw half-eaten cookie crumbs scattered hither and yon. He saw the Christmas tree lying on the floor and chocolate candy oozing down the living room door.
We have a dilemma to deal with here. Of that I am so very, very sure. Rudolph, work your magic and determine what this is. Dear, call in the elf troops and find the right cheer.
Sure thing, Santa. Although in the future, I'd rather take charge of the situation before it turns sour. Elves, quick work now, and begin scurrying to gather the things out of place and erect that tree tower.
As 5 efficient elves took matters in their own hands, cookie crumbs and candy goose went into the garbage cans. The mice had since hidden under the fallen tree until the tree was erected as straight as can be.
When the tree was erected, once again, Mr. Mouse exclaimed, "Great, great, we can't hide where we've been." Exposed, afraid, and frozen in place, Twinkie cried, "We can only depend on Santa's grace."
You goofy mice, what were you thinking?
Indeed, your stomachs must be sinking.
You had your chance to grab the loot.
But instead, you got sidetracked and got the boot.
You can only hope that Santa's a nice guy and grants you a pardon and lets you walk by.
Santa had been sitting on the hearth, munching half-eaten cookies and taking a break, while his elf troops tidied up the horrendous mess. He rose and he walked to the huddled mice. As he went overnight, he considered their fate. Santa, my man, surely you know I have 3 innocent younglings in tow. Yes, he does.
Give him a break, Santa. He's just a small mouse.
Trying his best to run his humble house.
He has a family to feed and he needs food for his table.
He was doing what any good mouse would do if he were able.
Your middle name is generous, Mr. Santa Claus, sir. You can't afford to take pity on him, that's for sure.
Santa seriously eyed the poor little mice. He couldn't help but think they really were nice. It was, after all, Christmas Eve, and the jolly old man had something up his sleeve.
Christmas, after all, is a season of the heart. We all contribute what we can to do our part. I understand your dastardly deeds. The trees are laid out and you have your needs. But what about old Miss Rodent in the bedroom mousehole? She's lived a long time and it's taken its toll. She can't get around to gather her own grub. Why, just last week, her big toe she'd its stub. Has anyone thought to spread cheer her way? To share, to love, and to make her day? And sure, a glute will make a great gift. Lighten her load and give her a lift. And what about all the mice that have no home? They're hungry, cold, lonely, and many barely grown. It gives a heartfelt share of your stash. Some food, some love, soft with you. Dash. Finish gathering the goodies and haul them away. Take a portion to Miss Rodent and the homeless and say, "Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays too. And let me know if there's ever anything else I can do."
Santa turned around then and took to his task. But another question did anyone ask?
He spoke not a word and went straight to his work. He felt on the stockings and turned with a jerk. Laying his finger aside his nose and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like a down of a thistle. But we heard him exclaim, ere he dove out of sight,